Hey, and welcome to Sports Under Review. Today we're breaking down how athletic departments make their money, spread funds across different sports, and how things like money games and fundraising help keep the program running. Today we're joined with Deputy Athletic Director, Mr. Hakeem McClellan. Hi, Mr. McClellan.
How you doing, Money?
NCAA shows that most athletic departments rely heavily on football and men's basketball, often generating the majority of revenue throughout media rights, ticket sales, and sponsorships. From an administrative standpoint, how do departments balance reinvesting in those major programs while still supporting the non-revenue sports?
Yeah, well, what you just said, the media rights and all those things are a big piece to what makes revenue across the board, from the conference offices to athletic programs at the institution. The true balance is trying to take care of everyone at the same time, understanding where the biggest sports, your football and your basketball, is revenue generators of it all. And most schools is baseball as well, men's and women's basketball, football, and baseball, are those sports revenue generating sports. But it's truly seeing what the needs are across the board, and that's what it's really truly all about, making sure we take care of the basic necessities alongside with what to do for our student athletes to take care of them. So we got to make sure that we balance out, so we get with the coaches, hear from the coaches, hear from the students as well. And we're big on how they travel, how they eat in that regard. So we got to make sure those things are taken care of in that regard.
Research from the Knight Commission of Intercollegiate Athletics highlights how many programs depend on money games or supplemental income.
Yep.
So, for example, smaller programs are often paid large sums of money to play powerhouse schools, hence money games.
Yep.
How important are these games to the department's overall budget?
Oh, it's very important. I mean, it's basically what it's centered around. Most of the core of it is trying to go get those revenue generating games alongside with your home games to try and truly make your budget and to have something that is going to be efficient and sufficient to help you move along in that regard. So money games are very much key, especially for men's and women's basketball and of course football as well.
What goes into the deciding factors of whether you're going to accept the money, like the opportunities, or decline those opportunities?
So you look at both. You look at it for first, what the offer is, and two, how far it is, three, what does your team look like, and also what does their team look like in that regard, to see what you're going to truly profit from that, what it's going to really have. Because if you take it a game in Washington for football, you're going to spend most of that on travel. So things of that nature that kind of goes into what that's really all about. So you got to look at all the intricacies. How do we match up versus this team? How do is travel? What's the next week? What does that look like? So traveling to and from, it's big pieces into making sure that you schedule, have a great schedule in that regard.
Okay. So beyond revenue, do you think these games create value and exposure and recruiting when players are trying to like move around within?
Oh, without a doubt. One thing, when you go into untapped territory or territory where you're normally from, you want to go into those areas so you can truly get the brand out there. We have one of the best brands in college across the board, especially in the HBCU space. But you want to make sure that you're pushing your brand and you're putting out there in a positive manner. You don't want to go be upside down versus a team. So you want to go see those, team and see those areas, so that you can really push things forward and push your brand forward in that regard. Yeah.
Okay. Looking at expenses, financial reporting analysis from Sportico shows that travel, facilities, and staffing costs are rising rapidly across college athletics. Which of these areas have been the most challenging to manage financially?
You got a car?
No, I don't.
You put gas.
I've had one though. I had one though.
Okay. Gas is getting high.
Yes,
we know
it is.
It definitely fluctuates with that. Hotels and everything that you do. It's going to it's going to definitely escalate. So year in, year out, those are big pieces, and we don't want to stay in hotels that are not not good.
Yeah, not up to par.
Yeah, not up to par by any means. So we
Yeah.
got to make sure that. And the great thing about some of our sports, we take track for instance.
Yeah.
We pretty much go to the same areas, so
Yeah.
we know what's good. We know the good areas. We know the bad areas. We know the good hotels, newer hotels, or older hotels. So we piece something that's nice, affordable, and also the breakfast. So you're trying to
Yeah.
get more bang for your buck in that regard. So you got to definitely look at all of those things as a rising buses. Oh
Yeah.
my God, it's major. So you got to look at all those factors to see how does that is it more efficient for the program.
Okay. So with the buses, because you just mentioned buses, I always wonder, like, do we pay the driver, or is it like they just work for the school?
So
Or do we contract them out?
So they are institutional employees. Sometimes we do contract out in that regard, but yes, we do pay the drivers. Of course, you got to pay the drivers and the gas for the ones that we own, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But yes, you have to. Then that is more advantageous for us on campus to use our own buses, with the exception of you getting a charter. Outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've had a few chargers every now and then.
Yeah.
Are there any other hidden costs like compliance, nutrition programs, or athlete support services that you have to worry about?
So we have mental health programs. We have the programming that we have on campus for the nutritionists, for mental health, psychologists, medical, insurance. All those things are costs that is normal, quote unquote, but it's not talked about as much in that regard. But it's definitely a lot of hidden costs in that regard to make sure to keep things going, because that food is major. When it comes to snacks, just to keep y'all going from there.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big piece.
How is your department planning for long-term financial sustainability while staying competitive? Like you said gas is going up, you got to pay for the buses.
Yes.
So how does your department manage?
So within each year, things are going to increase as far as travel and food, so forth. So even gear, things are going up with the goods going across the water, traveling, and all that. So those things of that nature. So it's a lot of each year you're going to say, hey, I'm going to do a 3% increase or a 5% increase. So you look at those things, and every other year you're going to increase in that regard to try and make things happen from that's the standpoint. And we know school is going to increase, so your tuition is going to, so your scholarships have to definitely go up from that regard. So that increases your budget, whether it's going to be like the 3 to 5 or whatever it is from there. So that's going to be a guarantee, if it's not every year, every other year. So we know within, like you said, the next 10 years, 5 to 10 years, it's going to go up 10 to 15%.
Yeah.
Just on the cost of things, just to keep it up.
Okay. Another key piece in managing, from research, managing a college athletic, just college athletics in general, is fundraising. So according to Council of Advancement and Supportive Education, alumni giving plays a major role in sustaining collegiate programs, including athletics. How important are alumni and the community supporters to the athletic program?
100%. It's definitely needed. You're basically investing back into yourself. So self-preservation is one of the biggest pieces. Season tickets that we have on sale, every year that's a big piece to help push our budget, make it go where it needs to go. We just had our Blue and White week this past week. We have a week full of events. We had our Giving Tuesday, which we met and exceeded our goal of $100,000 in one day. So that was big and huge to our people to give back. And alongside of just other individual sports, and it's not just to one sport. That's $100,000 across the board for athletics in general, and then also the individual sports to give to. So it was very, very, very successful, and it is a big piece of what makes things go to help us across the board, and the year in, year out. Because it's not cheap to run an athletic program across the board. It's big business, so you have to put your big boy clothes on and big girl clothes on, and make it go. So in that regard, yes.
You mentioned Giving Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Not just Giving Tuesday, but in an event that an alumni wants to donate to the program, do they donate to a specific program, or do they just donate as a whole to the athletic program?
Yes, so we're led by, of course, our VP, Ashley Robinson, and our Associate VP, Elise Wells Kilbert. Their vision to grow and make things easier for us. And we have Dr. Monica Lewis, who is over our athletic development. Have a website to where if someone wants to give, they give to our athletic foundation, and it goes to, you can select the sport, whatever area that you want to give to support in that regard. So yes, you can go to the sport, or you can just do a general in that regard. So yes.
Okay. Does Jackson State have specific expectations or strategies in place for teams when it comes to fundraising efforts, or is it just like you can go out fundraise?
So it's a of course we have a policy and a procedure to go through that. Anytime a coach wants to do a fundraiser, they can get with Dr. Monica Lewis, and they set it up from that regard. As we have the link that is readily available, or we take checks or whatever it may be in that regard. And the coaches are fundraisers as well, and also the students, from NIL to all the way to you just going back to your community to say, hey, help our sport, to give back, and that's just pretty much how it works, and from that regard. So.
Okay, I want to take a moment to step back into distributing the funds based off, obviously, the revenue and the non-revenue. So is there a specific plan on how you distribute funds across the non-revenue sports, or is it just whoever needs the money?
Oh, well, we split it up. What is the need for that? So if you're traveling just down the street, you wouldn't need more. So it's based on what the need base for that particular sport in that regard. So everybody they have what they need as far as scholarships and so forth and so on, and work down from there. So scholarships is travel, is gear, in that regard. So that's pretty much what makes up of a budget to push it forward. So yeah.
Is this decided on before the school year starts, or is this like something that can change like throughout the school year?
It's more so beforehand. So we build your budgets way before. So you sit down with your coaches, and that's being able to do it year in, year out. You kind of know what is needed, and increase maybe here and there when it comes to recruiting, or when it comes to travel. And you want to try to do something different when you travel somewhere else versus where you've been going. That's where you increase, or where your change starts from that standpoint.
Okay. Looking ahead with ongoing changes like NIL and conference realignment, because maybe not in the SWAC, but I know the SEC their conferences are, I don't even know. But with conference realignment, reshaping the landscape, what do you see as the biggest financial challenge for athletic departments? Oh,
the biggest is without a doubt is supporting in the NIL structure, and definitely not trying to compete with the SEC, but trying to take care of what you have and the student athlete that you have. That's one of the biggest things, the sustainability of that from our conference, of not necessarily keep up with the Joneses, but to try and make sure that we sustain it. But that's one of your biggest challenges, and I think we're doing a good job at it with our partners and across the board. So yes.
Has NIL changed the way you build your budget or look at things in the athletic department? Yes.
Just an example for during our football games, we had a $10 donation to go to our NIL fund, so that we can be able to help across the board for our season tickets and even our individual tickets. And part of that goes to NIL, and part of that goes into Sonic Boom for single game tickets. Okay,
so you had the NIL fund using the $10. How is that allocated across the athletes? Like, is there a specific person it goes to, or is this?
No, so it
given to the
is
team?
it's basically how it's set up. Right now is just for the football, and then it goes to a general to
Okay.
see. So we just starting it, building it to where.
How do you see programs like Jackson State adapting moving forward?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
How do you see programs like Jackson State adapting moving forward?
Moving forward, winning.
Winning.
Continuing to build on traditional blazing trails. And that is adapting to the current climate of athletics.
Yeah.
When it comes to NIL, and when it comes to making sure that traveling and eating good. Those are, you got to stick to the core.
Bloody.
Stick to the basics.
Yeah.
If you stick to the basics, you'll be successful. It's the glitz and glamour of that thing, those things will come. But if you stick to the basics and make sure you take care of your student athletes, that's what it's all. That's what it's truly all about. And that's what our true focus is.
I want to thank you for coming on the show and being a great guest. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
I appreciate you.